just look at me, don't worry about the cameras. Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. We'll be coming to you live from Consensus in Austin, Texas. Joining me for this segment, we have Roger Bayston, Head of Digital Assets at Franklin Templeton, and we're here to discuss investor interest in digital asset solutions. Roger, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
You got it. What are your thoughts around the spot Bitcoin ETF? It's been about 5 months now that investors have had access to it.
Seminal moment for digital assets, the spot Bitcoin ETF, the delivery, the creation, the production. I mean, doing that, first of all, was an invention by all of the parties that came together. That had not happened before, so putting something together that didn't previously exist. But the idea that the trillions of dollars that sit inside of brokerage accounts that have had the place of trust for individual and institutional investors for decades would now be able to access the name brand in digital assets, Bitcoin, as a way to integrate into their portfolios. Just a huge seminal moment. The massive success, the fastest growing ETFs ever to occur there. Really watershed event for not just the digital asset business, but for asset management as well. Uncovering, all of these, all this demand by customers, whether it's for the Bitcoin ETF or for whatever's going to be following on its heels.
Yeah, and so clearly there is investor interest in digital asset solutions. I mean, it's legitimate. It's not
Absolutely.
Just a fleeting
No, it's
moment.
not just a thing. It's a real thing.
Right.
It is a real thing.
Yeah, I mean, even when we think about the Ethereum ETF, the approval for applications, that we weren't expecting to talk about that this week. It kind of happened pretty fast.
I have to be careful. I can't talk about the Ethereum ETF.
But the demand for
it
exists.
But the idea for sure, the demand does exist. And really what I think people are waking up to is what blockchain technologies can do. We're not just looking at what the valuations of the cryptocurrencies themselves are doing, but what can these networks do? What efficiency gains might they be able to deliver into the economy that makes the cryptocurrency or the token have value? This is really important.
Well, and that's something we've been covering at Consensus, and I would argue it could almost be a technology investment, or if you want to allocate resources to the tech part of your portfolio, you're investing in the infrastructure, you're investing in the emerging technologies that are going into this ecosystem.
You are absolutely spot on that. Ethereum is like a portfolio of tech companies in one place to be able to purchase all of the projects that are developed inside of Ethereum. If they accrue value to ETH, then it makes entire sense that you can hold that in your portfolio just like you do a number of publicly traded tech stocks.
So expectations for additional ETFs within the digital asset space?
Expectations are that they will continue to flow as the markets mature, as developments happen. Look, one of the things that I think allows, obviously, for Bitcoin and Ethereum to be accepted is that there's risk management infrastructure. Derivative markets exist around these. When those things happen for the other assets, I think we have expectations that the same result, the same product delivery through the ETFs will flow.
Right, and you recently announced tokenized money market funds at Franklin Templeton. Tell us more about that.
2021, we introduced the Franklin On-Chain Money Market Fund. We like to call it Benji. Benji is nothing more interesting than just a US government money fund. But what it does is offers a stable net asset value and yield and income, which, when we started that project, probably 6 or 7 years ago, Fed funds rate was 0, so there was no yield on money funds. But now, where we have been partnering with the SEC to be able to, again, use public blockchain infrastructure to support the product, we think that it's a pretty compelling opportunity in the foreseeable future against stable coins, which do not offer income to the holders of those assets.
What else is Franklin Templeton working on in the digital asset space?
Well, Franklin Templeton is in the business of offering advice. So this growing array of very exciting investment opportunities, we want to help filter that advice. What is real? What offers potentially real value, and deliver advice just like we've offered that advice in the public and private equity and credit markets. That's something that we want to offer. But we also are super interested in the infrastructure of using these new technologies to help replace infrastructure, update infrastructure, and bring better utility to savers in these vehicles as a result.
All right, Roger, appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. And thanks for joining me from Consensus. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.